an international student in year 2, studying economics majors. I'm from India. I live in PGP, and these are just few facts about me. So this is the event schedule for today. Firstly, I'm going to introduce ECS, and then each VP will talk about their own cells and the roles and responsibilities of directors and executives, after which we will hold a Q&A session with breakout rooms for each cell. So you can switch between the breakout rooms or even talk to me. I'll be in the main room. And finally, we'll end the presentation with ways you can connect with us through social media. Yes. So ECS is a student-led society founded in 1961, and we're formally registered with the Ministry of Home Affairs, Singapore. And we believe in holistic growth for undergraduate economics students. So the vision of ECS is to become the heart of NUS economics, where communities are forged, ideas are deliberated, and innovation is cradled. We have 4 mission pillars: academic, career, social, and welfare. So for this year, we've decided that we will concentrate more on the career pillar, and we will do most of our events in relation with that. So this is the organizational structure. The society is headed by the president, which is me, and then I have a team of VPs with whom I work. So we make up the presidential cell, and each VP heads. Can you please mute? So in each VP heads a cell. So the first cell is the events and marketing team. This is the planning and execution team. It has events and marketing inside it. Surprise, surprise. So the next cell is the operations team, which does most of the administrative work. It has general, finance, and logistics secretary within itself. The third cell is the public relations cell. This is the artistic side. We have media and publicity teams under it. The fourth is the SPI cell, which has special projects and innovation under it. It's the think tank of the cell, of the whole society. So next, I will pass on my time to Jocelyn.
Hello. Okay, so my name is Jia Qi, but you can call me Jesslyn. And just to start, I'm the Vice President for Events and Marketing, and I'm a Year 2 Economics and Business student. So here are some fun facts about me. I drink a lot of coffee, and I'm very, very bad at tech. So, and also I stay on campus, so I rarely leave my room during the semester. And as of right now, I've started listening to Christmas songs. I'm sure some of you do too. Okay, next. Next slide, please. So now I'll be elaborating more on the events and marketing committees. If you have any questions for me, you can raise them up during the breakout room later. Okay, so next slide. First, I'll be introducing about events. So for events, the structure will be, there will be one events director leading a team of 4 events executives. And the entire team as a whole, you will get the opportunity to plan and execute ECS events, including manpower management, logistics forecast and placements, and drawing up the different event schedules. And as you can see, coordinating with a lot of other ECS cells like operations, publicity, and marketing. So the director will be advising and guiding the executives in the formulation of action plan and liaise directly with me to provide updates. Okay, so this is for events. Moving on to marketing. The structure, as you can see, is quite similar, with one marketing director leading a team of 4 marketing executives. And the entire team will be coordinating partnerships and fundraisings, designing the marketing sponsorship prospectus, and continuously liaise with the external parties or our corporate partners. The director will be managing the executives and report all receivables and budget to me. So this year, as you have heard the president, one particular focus we are zooming on is career. So to be more career aware, it is likely that one marketing executive will be working closely with the director on sourcing and liaising for external partners for more career-oriented collaboration. Okay, so next slide, please. just to show you all some of the highlights from past events, pre-COVID, of course. So every event you are seeing here requires weeks of planning, proposal writing, and requires almost all ECS cells to work together. So for example, for the welfare pack giveaway, the content of the pack will be sourced and determined by the sponsors the marketing team have found. And the events will be coordinating and planning the entire execution, and operations will settle the logistics and administrative matters, and publicity will have to publicize it via mailing lists, Telegram groups, or social media accounts like Instagram. So as you all can see, every event is the collective efforts of everyone. Okay, so that's all from me. I'll pass the time now to the VP for operations.
Hi everyone, I'm Simran, the Vice President of Operations of ECS for the current AY. I'm a year 2 international student from India, majoring in economics, and here are some fun facts about me. I have a weird pet peeve for ceiling fans, so even if it is insanely hot, I'd rather not switch one on. I hate leaving my house unless it's absolutely necessary that I do. And I often tend to overwork myself. And as for a few of my passions, I'm an international level rhythmic gymnast. I'm extremely fond of dancing and I love caffeine. Next slide, please. Okay, so today I'll be giving you a brief overview of what operations exactly does as a cell of ECS, followed by an outline of the duties expected of all the secretaries under operations. So if you all have any questions, feel free to join the operations breakout room and I'll be more than happy to solve your inquiries. Next slide, please. Okay, so the operations cell is basically responsible for all the administrative stuff at ECS, including but not limited to ensuring smooth running of the overall activities of ECS, managing financial resources, which includes budgeting and filing for income tax, etc. And lastly, taking care of the logistical needs of the cells under ECS. Next slide, please. As a part of the 59th Management Committee, operations will consist of 4 secretaries, namely the General Secretary, the Financial Secretary, and 2 Logistics Secretaries. Following are the duties of the respective secretaries. So the General Secretary is mainly a PDPA officer who is responsible for noting the meeting minutes for AGM and other committee meetings. The General Secretary will also be handling all administrative matters of ECS, which includes venue booking, event forms on NUS, external correspondences, etc. As for the Financial Secretary, he or she will be responsible for producing annual statement of accounts, managing the budget, and filing ECS's annual income taxes and managing the other claims and financial transactions. As for the logistics secretaries, their main responsibilities will be to source and obtain event logistics, do regular stock takes and upkeeps of the society's club room, and liaise with the respective P-cells for procurement of logistics for their respective events, such as welfare packs, merch sale, etc. So that's it from my side. I will now pass on my time to Michelle, who's the VP for Public Relations.
Hi everybody, I'm Michelle. I'm the VP for Public Relations and I'm a year 2 majoring in econs. So just some fun facts about myself. I enjoy playing soccer, running and singing. Like that, those are my hobbies, and I tend to be a workaholic. I love to overcommit myself. And you can usually find me floating around like the east side because that's where I stay, and or Kenridge Hall because that's where I used to stay. And even though I might look a little intimidating on the outside, I'm just in general a clown. So yeah, looking forward to speak with you guys later in the breakout rooms. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so just a brief overview of public relations. If there are 3 words to describe it, it would be the artistic side. So there'll be 7 positions for recruitment this year. So as you can see, there's a publicity director, executives, and media director and executives. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so a brief overview of what we do. Essentially, we are like massaging the public's perception of ECS. So however, I mean, like how the public views ECS is mainly through our social media channels because that's their first touch point, and we manage the social media channels. So that's our like biggest responsibility. So publicity outreach and media coverage for events and efforts is also what we do. And we are the artistic minds behind all the photo shoots, feeds and websites and all the different publicity ideas that we have. Next slide, please. Okay, so we're split into publicity and media, but essentially we're just one team altogether. But for publicity, we're responsible for like the aesthetics and people's awareness for ECS. And we maintain like a good relationship between the student body and ECS. So responding of students' queries and questions and liaising with the higher ups is something that we will do. And we're also responsible for publicity, mainly for the platforms Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, EDM's website, Linktree, and Telegram. So I guess the beauty about this publicity team is that you get to initiate any kind of ideas that you have for publicity. So for example, last year, what they did was, if you followed the Instagram, there was like economics memes or what in the economics. So it's like bite-sized economics news every week. And all these are ideas that are initiated by the publicity team themselves. Yeah, okay, next slide. So for media team will be helping like the publicity team like throughout. So it's like working hand in hand, but mainly you conceptualize and provide like media items for publicity needs, which may include model photos, products. You'll be responsible for photo shoots for the ECS members and merchandise designs. And for this year, we're also focusing more on YouTube channels. So which is why one of the preferences that we have for the media team would be having a camera or having video editing skills. Yep, and now I'll pass on the time to Alif. Yeah, thank you.
Right, thanks, Michelle. So yeah, hi everyone, I'm Alif. I'm the Vice President for Special Projects and Innovation. So I'm a year 2 Economics and Business Analytics double major. So some fun facts about myself. Tea is my favorite drink and my favorite snack is Indomie. I love watching sports, but I hate to exercise. And lastly, I always try to get my 8 hours of sleep. So that includes like napping and sleeping in between my classes. Okay, next slide. So yeah, as introduced earlier, Special Projects and Innovation is basically the think tank of ECS. And so it's split into both the innovation and the special project side. Next slide. So firstly, I'll talk about innovation. So this year, I'll be recruiting an innovation director and 4 innovation executives. So together we form the innovation cell, and we are the brain of the society that generates new initiatives to serve economic students. So the roles and responsibilities include planning and running initiatives that are distinct from events. And so we have a focus on digital and technology related initiatives and those that can generate long-lasting benefits for economic students. Next slide. So this is an example of some of our past initiatives that we did last year. So firstly is our Study Buddies initiative. So this one is where we help to form study groups for economic students based on their year of study and modules taken. So by doing this, we actually help them to connect with each other and find friends to study together. And this was really helpful, especially during the COVID-19 period, where there was no like face-to-face lessons. And another initiative that we did was the Specializations Pack, which is like a series of videos to help the economic students have a better understanding of the specializations offered in NUS economics. So we actually collated questions from the student body and we interviewed professors. Yeah, so for those of y'all who are interested, you all can take a look at the video. It's on our YouTube channel. Next. So of course, the innovation this year will be definitely trying to do something new, and there's definitely space to explore new initiatives. So looking at the role description, when you're part of innovation, you need to help to generate ideas, and then you need to plan and execute these initiatives. And that includes working on the timeline, logistics, and publicity. And you need to work with other ECS cells to make this happen. So the innovation executive will also rotate the role of initiative IC. So everyone gets a chance to take charge of a project or an initiative that they are passionate about. So some of the qualities that we're looking for will be people who are creative, people who like to try new things, and of course, planning and project management skills are useful. Next slide. Okay, so now we're talking more about the 3 special projects that we have. So firstly will be economics camp. So hopefully some of the year 1s here had joined the camp and had a good time. And maybe you can consider joining again this year as a project director. And the next special project is the economics case competition. So this is a case competition with a focus on economics for university level students, where we put out a problem statement to solve real world problems faced by different stakeholders in our society. And the last special project is the National Economics and Financial Management Challenge. So this is a competition for pre-tertiary students, such as students from JCs and polys, to test their knowledge in economics and also to deepen their interest in economics. Next slide. So each special project has its own project director, And at this time, we are only recruiting the project director, and only the project director itself will be a part of ECS. And additionally, for economics camp, only year ones are allowed to apply for the project director role. So these special projects are complex and large-scale events. So each of these special projects will have their own separate organizing committee, and that recruitment will take place at a later date. So note that ECS members can also sign up to join these committees, meaning that you can hold a role in ECS and also as part of the OCOM for the special projects. So as you can see, there will be a wide variety of roles available as part of the organizing committee. So if you're also interested in those, you can keep a lookout on our social media and we'll update you when the signups are open. Next slide. So going into the specific role description for the project directors, as these projects are external facing, the project director has to be aware that these special projects carry the image of NUS economics. And so we need to uphold the image. And of course, you are responsible for the planning and execution of special projects itself. And you'll be handling the recruitment of your organizing committee members at a later date. So some of the qualities that we're looking for would be experience would be good. And of course, most importantly, you need to have a strong passion and clear vision for your project. And of course, in order to execute your project well, you need to be self-driven and motivated. And of course, project planning, project management, and leadership skills are good as well. Next slide.
Thank you, VPs, for your sharing. So this marks the end of our sharing session. I hope you understood a brief of what we do at ECS and what each cell does. So this is our value proposition to you. So as a part of ECS, you can develop skills in your area of application, and which is something useful to put in your CV. You can make lifelong friendships here with the rest of the committee while working together and build a network with the external organizations through the different events that we conduct. So right now we'll open the Q&A session, and each VP will be taking a breakout room, and you're free to access whichever you're interested in. I'll be here in the main room. Thank you.
Can y'all see the breakout rooms that are open? So there are 4 breakout rooms. You just choose a committee that you will love, you'll be more interested to find out. And in the middle of it, you can actually jump rooms. So you are not committed to one room. Yeah. See you in the breakout room.